You all just did the latter activity. We're guessing that most of you thought the future would be brighter than today.
That's awesome.
And it turns out that, by and large, our brains are actually hardwired to think that way.
When we daydream, we tend to think about the future, and not only that, but to think about the future in a positive way.
Yeah, Gallup researchers have interviewed people all over the world, and have found out that 90% of human beings think that life will be better in the future than it is today. We'll call this optimism.
An optimistic outlook is the belief that the future will be brighter than today.
Optimism is a good start, but it can be troublesome on its own. Believing everything will just magically get better in the future isn't enough. The reason is that if you expect everything to just keep getting better, when you encounter difficult obstacles requiring lots of effort, which you will, you won't be ready. You'll be caught off guard, and as a result, you'll actually be more likely to give up.
Shane Lopez and C.R. Snyder, psychologists and researchers from the University of Kansas, have found that what we need is more than just optimism. We need hope.
See, hope differs from optimism because hope recognizes that, while I believe the future will be better, I understand that it won't happen on its own. To have hope is to be able to say, yes, the future will be better than today, and I have the power to make that happen.
Hope is the essence of your ICAP work. Hope matters. It really matters.
Yeah, check it out. Lopez found hopeful students score a whole letter grade higher than unhopeful students.
And hopeful workers get an extra day of work done per week.
Hopeful people live longer, are less prone to physical or mental illness, and deal less with depression and anxiety.
And on and on.
So there's good news and bad news. The bad news is those same researchers that found 90% of the world to be optimistic,
well, they found that only 50% of people are hopeful, to believe that not only that the future would be brighter, but that they also had the power to make it happen.
50%? I don't love those odds for Pooter. The good news is developing hope is something we'll work on all year in advisory.
Lopez and Snyder identified the 3 components necessary for hope. Check out this clip to learn some more.